Today's teenagers live in a world where life and the internet are almost inseparable. We communicate, make new acquaintances, share photos without thinking about what happens next. But sometimes one decision, one photo, or one trust in a stranger can change everything. Amanda was born on November 27, 1996, in the small Canadian town of Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. She was an ordinary child, smiling and active, with a love of music and a dream of becoming a singer.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
Her friends described her as a cheerful and kind girl who easily connected with others. She lived with her mother, Carol, and father, Norm Todd, who divorced when she was young. Despite her parents' separation, Amanda received love and support from both. But like many teenagers, she felt lonely and insecure. She began looking for attention online, where everyone seemed friendly, where no one judged, where you could be yourself, or at least pretend to be happy. Amanda spent more and more time online. Her social media page was her little world. There, she felt needed and understood. She posted photos from her walks, her drawings, and sometimes short videos with friends. She loved following bloggers, reading comments under their posts, and participating in discussions. But most of all, she enjoyed texting. Communication online replaced the real-life contact she missed at home and school. She frequently visited chat rooms and groups where people discussed music, fashion, and psychology. There, she met a man who called himself Tom. His profile seemed convincing. A nice photo, shared interests, confident, friendly messages. He was a good listener, supportive, and asked about her days and dreams. For Amanda, he quickly became someone who truly understood her. At first, the conversations were light, about movies, songs, travel. Then he began to notice how mature for her age she was, how beautiful she was when she smiled. These words flattered her. Gradually, he began to communicate with her more often, writing late at night when everyone else was asleep. He told her she was special, not like the others. Amanda trusted him completely. She shared her personal struggles, complained about being misunderstood by her classmates, and talked about arguments at home. He listened, encouraged her, and grew closer with each passing day. Then the conversations began to change, carefully, subtly. Tom began inquiring about her appearance, asking for photos just for himself. He assured her he wouldn't show them to anyone, that it was their secret. Amanda felt no danger. She wanted to please him. She wanted this man to stay. And one evening, she did something she hated herself for a long time. She sent him a photo that changed everything. After that night, Amanda didn't think much of what she'd done. She thought there was trust between them, that everything would stay between them. Tom reassured her, telling her she was beautiful, that he wouldn't show anything to anyone. But after a few weeks, everything changed. One day she logged onto social media and saw a message from a stranger. Attached was the very same photo. It came with a threat. "If you don't show me more, I'll send this to everyone." Amanda literally caught her breath. She didn't know how to react, who to tell, what to do. She begged them to delete the photo, pleaded, cried. But all she heard in response was the cold words, "You did this to yourself." Soon the photo really did start spreading. It appeared online, reached her friends, even her school. People she'd known since childhood were now whispering behind her back, laughing, pointing fingers. Her life became a nightmare from which she couldn't wake up. Every morning, she dreaded going to school. Every evening, she panicked that someone would text her again, remind her again. She changed schools, tried to start over, but the photo continued to haunt her. Even when she closed old accounts and opened new ones, the person behind the blackmail found her again. He wrote under her new photos, sent messages to her friends, teachers, and relatives. It was as if he didn't want her to ever breathe easy again. Amanda felt trapped. Her self-esteem was crumbling. She stopped smiling and she stopped trusting anyone. She tried to put on a brave face, trying to appear strong, but inside, everything was already broken. This photo became a symbol of her pain, a mistake that would never disappear from her life. It robbed her of her childhood, her peace, and her faith in people. It was from that moment that her slow decline began, not physical, but emotional. The world that had once seemed so simple and kind had turned into a trap, and the man she'd trusted turned out to be a predator, using her trust as a weapon. After the scandal, Amanda and her mother decided to move and start over. A new house, a new school, new faces. It seemed like everything would be different now. She tried to smile, make new acquaintances, and be friendly. Teachers said she was smart and talented, and her classmates initially showed interest in her. But the internet, it turns out, doesn't forgive the past. One day, one of her students found out about her old photo. Someone found the link, someone forwarded it, and it all started again. Whispers in the hallway, sidelong glances, taunts behind her back. She felt like she was running in circles. No matter what she did, she couldn't escape the past. At some point, she even stopped trying to explain what had happened. It seemed like people didn't want to listen. It was easier for them to judge than to understand. Amanda began to withdraw. From an active, smiling girl, she became quiet and withdrawn. She stopped going out with friends and spent her evenings in her room, staring at her phone, a constant reminder of what she'd been through. Even the simplest things, walking, laughing, looking in the mirror, became difficult. In the spring of 2012, Amanda decided to tell the world her story. She was only 15 years old, but she had already experienced pain that many adults cannot bear. She recorded a video in which she silently held sheets of paper. The video became a cry for help that spread across the internet at lightning speed. Thousands of people saw the video. Some supported it, others condemned it. Some even wrote to her that it was her own fault. Others, on the contrary, urged her to hold on, promising that things would get better. But Amanda was already at her wits' end. She was tired of the fear, the shame, the constant reminder that her life had been ruined by a single photo. After the video's release, things became even more difficult for her. The rumors persisted, and the anonymous threats continued. It seemed as if even her attempt to tell the truth had backfired. She tried to hold on for her mother's sake, for the sake of the future. But inside, she was already breaking down. On October 10, 2012, Amanda committed suicide. Just a few days earlier, she had written that she couldn't take it anymore. The world that was supposed to protect her had turned its back on her. The internet, once a place of joy, had become her prison. News of her death spread around the world. Schools, politicians, journalists, bloggers, everyone began talking about cyberbullying and its consequences. But it was too late. The one who had started it all could no longer hear words of sympathy. It was later revealed that the person blackmailing Amanda was an adult man from the Netherlands. He wasn't the first time. Dozens of victims, the same scheme, the same cruelty. He was found, arrested, and sentenced to prison, but no punishment could bring back what he had taken. Amanda Todd's story was a turning point. Her name became a symbol of the fight against online bullying. After her death, organizations began to emerge around the world to protect teenagers from online blackmailers and bullying. Her videos began to be shown in schools to warn other children. One photo, one trust in the wrong person can ruin a life.
Why am I telling these to myself?
Amanda's mother, Carol, has dedicated herself to this mission. She speaks at conferences, meets with teenagers, and tells her daughter's story again and again, not for pity, but for awareness. Because if even one child seeing this video stops and thinks before hitting send, then Amanda's sacrifice was not in vain. Amanda Todd's story isn't just a tragedy, it's a warning. The internet is a powerful force, but it can also be merciless. We all need to remember that on the other side of the screen is a living person with feelings, pain, and boundaries. If you're feeling lonely right now, if you feel like there's no way out, know that you're not alone. There are people ready to help, listen, and support. Never keep your pain bottled up. And if you watch to the end, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new stories that teach us to look deeper. And remember, every online action has consequences.